on that. Try again. Hello, hello. How are y'all doing? Welcome, welcome. We were having some little bit of a difficulty getting on the internet, but we're on the LTE, so hopefully that'll be strong enough. If you hop on, let us know. If you see us okay. I forgot to do the mics, but hopefully you can hear us okay. We're pretty up close and personal today. So I want to wait just a minute or two, let Tracy find us. But we'll go on and get started. We're having to get a little close. Y'all need to see Tara more than me because she's the one that's going to show us how to do this beautiful leather, handcrafted leather that she does. So she is with Tara Davis, Handcrafted Leather.
Right.
I want to make sure I get her name right. And we are, well, your address said Laurel, but
right.
It is Laurel.
It is Laurel.
We're really close to Ellisville.
Right.
Actually, on my Maps app, it said it had two options.
Right. Right.
But
it's because we're right here on the line.
Right here on the line. So let me just back up. I see some eyes, so we'll start the introduction now. Y'all, like I said, couldn't get on her Wi-Fi, so we're just going. I don't know what LTE is. I guess we're just going with it. Yeah, we're just going with it today, and hopefully it looks good on our end. But y'all let us know what it looks like on y'all's end. So I'm Wendy with Wendy's Adventures, and I am taking my adventures on the road, y'all. Like I said, we're in Laurel today. She's so close to Ellisville, but they're real close. What is it? Just well, she's really close to the line, but if you're in Laurel, Ellisville's not far. No. 5 minutes, 10 minutes,
yeah,
if that. So, and everybody knows about Laurel, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But we're going to be learning her wonderful techniques today. She's a small business owner. We're actually in her little workshop out here, and it's AC. Woohoo! But this is my series, Handmade at Heart, and it's with Craft Around the Clock TV. So y'all make sure y'all are on that page. We had to reconnect. If it gets too bad, y'all, we may have to stop, and her husband's trying to figure out how we can get on their internet, so y'all just let us know. I still hadn't seen Tracy or anything, so I hope it's working. And I hope it's cross-streaming. I mean, I see people. Y'all let us know. And sometimes if the internet's not strong enough, it may not be picking up your comments either, because I don't see any comments. But we're going to roll with it. If the live, if you can't, I will go back after the live and do the comments. I wish I could see something, though. But I don't have another device, so I can't check to see. Do you have one? Let me see if she can get on hers and find me and see how it looks on her end, and maybe that will help. May slow it more down. She's on her Wi-Fi. Go to. Let's see.
Yeah, you did.
We're gonna check real quick, y'all. Give us just a minute. We just want to make sure that. Oh, I think that's my group. Everything's working right. Oh, you may just be. That's probably why it's not coming up. Let's see. Oh, that's Wendy Ender. Okay. Loud and clear. Okay, good. There was Tracy. Yay, Tracy, thanks, because I was having problems finding myself on her phone. Okay, let's get started. So let's see. I'm Wendy. Like I said, I'm the owner of Rosebrook Boutique. This is my series, Handmade at Heart with Craft Around the Clock TV. This is Miss Tara Davis.
Hello.
She has this wonderful leather, handcrafted leather company that she does. I showed y'all pictures. She does things. Tell us everything you do.
Oh wow, there's so many things that I enjoy doing.
Give us a little.
Okay,
let's just go back. This is Tara. She's gonna introduce herself.
Okay, hey, I'm Tara Davis. I have 2 beautiful daughters. I have 3 stepchildren, 9 beautiful grandchildren. 9 grandchildren.
Woo!
Yeah, I'm up there. But I started leather crafting because my dad, who passed away from COVID in 2020, December the 8th, and he was a leather craftsman, and I wanted to just continue his legacy. And his wife was gracious enough to give me all of his leather stuff. So everything that I have here was his. And I have his little picture up here in front of me. Yes, and we have lots of conversations out here about what would I do if I were you, because I don't know really what I'm doing. He has done this pretty much all of my life, but real more serious as he got older. So that being said, let's.
So you learned from him.
Yes. Yes,
so you just watched him, and did you
and
help him? With
a little bit, not so much, just because he got started when I was here in Mississippi, and he was from Arizona. And so it was just kind of a lot of video training, a lot of things that he taught me that I could kind of remember from when I was a kid. But anyways, that's kind of how I started. So I've only been doing it for about a year. And I've learned a lot along the way, and I'm still learning, and it always is a learning process.
And she does purses, and
purses, keychains,
koozies.
Koozies.
You put leather on hats.
Yes.
I looked at your booth yesterday.
Wallets, bookmarks. We're going to be making a leather knife.
We're back. It keeps buffering, so when it's buffering, we'll just sit here, and then we'll come back to y'all. Like I said, we're having a little bit of technical difficulties this morning with the internet, but we're good. So we're gonna keep going. Hey, Carol. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So do we just need to go ahead and get started?
We'll just start. She's gonna show us how. What are we gonna be learning?
Okay,
today?
we're gonna be learning how to make.
We're backwards.
There it is. This leather knife sheath. Now, it is all just made from vegetan leather, and the knife that I have in here does not fit in the knife sheath. It's obviously too short, but I just wanted to give you the illusion of what it is.
I love that color. I'll put it a little closer.
Okay.
I love this color. It's got the fish on there. Look how pretty. I had to get one of these for my husband. He doesn't fish, but you probably do deer.
We're going to be doing a lot. I'm going to be working with a lot of different things today. We're going to be doing basket stamping today. Okay. So
now what kind of leather was this?
Okay, this is vegetan leather, and it's just basically a piece of vegetan leather. I'm going to be using, this is about a 6-ounce weight here, and the strap that is here at the top, I keep going backwards.
I know. It's hard.
This little strap right here is going to be like 2 to 3 ounce leather. Okay. So there's 2 different thicknesses of leather.
Okay.
Okay.
So the more thick it is, the more sturdier, maybe?
Yeah, you use different thicknesses for different things. Like on a wallet, you wouldn't want to use something quite this thick because it wouldn't bend and have the pliability. So like on a saddle or something like that, you'd use real thick. Right. So you want this to be pretty sturdy so that you can, wear it on your belt. So that's going to have to have some stability to it. Okay. So what we're gonna do
and where do you get your product?
I actually, like I said, I got a lot of this stuff from my dad.
Okay, so he had some stuff left.
He did have a lot of this stuff, but Tandy Leather is always a great place to go because they're everywhere. Okay. We don't have a Tandy Leather near us, but the closest one is probably either New Orleans or Birmingham.
Okay.
Okay. So what I did was I made a pattern for this knife sheath from a kit that came from Tandy, and this is not a knife sheath, it's just a kit, and I kind of wanted to give you an idea of what's in it. So basically when you get a kit, it's going to have all the stuff to make it. It's going to have your thread, your needle, your lanyard, everything to make it. It's already punched, so it's already ready to go. So this is great for first time people that may not have the tools to punch the holes too. So it can be really simple. You don't have to have all these elaborate tools to work with to get started until you kind of decide if it's for you, or if it's something that you're even interested in.
Right.
And there are lots of kids. Lots of kits, and it'll tell you whether it's for kids or it'll tell you how advanced it is. So just kind of depending on what you're looking for.
All right, good deal.
Okay. So the first thing you're going to want to have is you're going to want to have a sturdy, I have a granite countertop here because you're going to be doing stamping and stuff, and it's going to be the best thing for your leather. The next thing I'm going to have is just a cutting mat, just to make sure that you're not damaging the surface that's underneath. Okay, so what I did was when I got my kit, this was originally a kit, the first one that I made was a kit, I made a copy of it. So basically I took tracing paper, made a copy of it, and then I have it forever. Okay. So if I like it, I keep it, and if I don't like what it turns out like, then I don't use it.
That's neat. Okay.
So that's an easy way where you don't have to keep buying kits or purchasing lots of different.
Making it simple.
Yes, trying to make it simple. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna lay. Hey,
Emily.
Okay. So
if y'all hop on, make sure y'all, if y'all have any questions, we have 45 minutes, so we may be going a little fast. So if you have questions, just let us know. I'll be watching as it
way
scrolls.
Over here. This is weird. I don't know if I can do this.
We're she's backwards, y'all. You know how when we have to flip the camera, it's backwards.
Okay, so I'm gonna lay my pattern down here on the leather, and I have it backwards. Backwards here, backwards there. Okay, so this is a stylist.
Okay.
And basically it is just an average stylist you can buy pretty much anywhere, any craft store. Okay. So I'm gonna lay my pattern down flat onto this, and I'm gonna hold it real tight, and I'm just gonna trace around the edges of it, holding it very still, and go slow, because what I'm doing is I'm scarring the leather.
Okay.
So I'll know where I need to cut when I take my pattern up. Okay.
Okay. We'll help her out because she had to push it a little out of her comfort zone.
It's a little way over here.
It's not right in front of her.
We're going to make it work. Okay. So we're going to trace around this. Keep tracing. And you really are going to want to take your time on this. And we are kind of rushing today. Okay, so there's some little holes. I don't know if you can see this on the pattern, but there's little holes right here, and those are going to be your punch marks for your belt loop. So
she's doing the little hole pattern like that.
Right. So I'm just going to kind of trace those out so I know where they are, but I'm going to use a punch to
so you sort of push in.
Yeah, I'm just kind of making a mark so I know exactly where those are going to be. Okay. Then these little dots down here are going to be your lacing. Where the lacing holes are going to go. So I'm just going to go along each one and make a little mark where they go.
About how long does it take you to make like a night this thing?
It's probably a good 2-hour project, and so I've got lots of ones over here that are already prepped and ready to go at different stages. So I'll be explaining that as I go.
Right.
It is very time consuming. It is a lot of fun. It's a way for you to put your personality, your stamp, your creativity. It can be as easy or as hard as you want to make it. And like I said, I haven't been doing this very long, so I learn a little bit each time.
Right. Now she has a booth, y'all, at the Rusty Chandelier in Laurel. And that's the booth that I took pictures of and showed in my postings. So if y'all missed any of that, go back to my page and make sure y'all check her booth out. And if you're in the Laurel area, make sure y'all go by there.
Yeah, check out my stuff because I don't have a lot here.
Do you take special orders?
I do take special orders. I haven't put my information up, but I'm planning to do that this week.
Okay.
So anything that you want personalized, I'll be glad to do that for you.
Okay. We have shared with y'all her personal Facebook page, so y'all could message her that way if you wanted to do a special order. If you're not going to be in town, I'm assuming you ship.
Yes.
She does do the shipping, so.
Okay, so once you get that one done, I'm going to flip it up and hold on to one end of it just to be sure that I have it all traced out, all my holes, all my lines are all there. Okay, and we're good, so we're going to lift that up and we're going to move on to the next piece. So this is the back side.
Okay.
And then this next piece we're doing is going to be the front side. So it's the same thing. We're just going to trace it around. And working with leather, you want to be a little bit careful with fingernails, which I do have, but they're not super long.
Yeah.
But you can scar leather very easily, and then it doesn't go away. So you just have to kind of be a little bit careful with that. That was one of those things that I learned. It was a learning curve. Don't mess up your beautiful work with your fingernails.
Hey, Barbara. Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, Greg. Hey, Donna. Hey, Lisa.
All right, so we're almost finished with this step. Gonna keep going around.
So this is the front part.
Yes.
So
this is the part we're gonna be doing the stamping on.
The first thing she was doing was the back. Now this is gonna be the front she's working on now, because it's a little bit shorter than the back. I just love that green. And you can buy the leather in different colors, I'm assuming, since that
you
was
can.
green.
This is just Vegetan, and I stained that to be green.
You can stain it. Okay.
Right. So there's lots of different ways that you can do it. You can buy leather that's already done for you, or you can stain it yourself. Okay, so now I've got this one done. Everything looks good. I'm going to lift it up.
Can I show them?
Yep.
I'm going to try not to
push
my nails in it, y'all. So can y'all sort of see where she scored it and made her little details where she's got to cut it and everything? You want me to put it over here to your
Yeah, that's fine. You can set it right there. That's fine. All right, so this piece is the 2-ounce leather, and that's going to be for this part of it, the little strap that's holding it in with the snaps. Okay, so we're just going to lay that one on the top here, and we're going to do the same exact thing. We're going to trace it.
Welcome, Sue from Tennessee. Welcome, welcome.
And we're going to put our little marks where we have our snap holes and our rivet holes.
Okay.
Okay. So the next thing we want to do is we want to cut it out. And you're going to need a scalpel, or you can use an X-Acto knife. There's lots of different ways. Make sure you have a really sharp blade when you're cutting leather, because you don't want it to give you a jagged edge at the end. That's a lot more sanding and burnishing and all that stuff. So let's see, I need to go this way. Can y'all see me?
Good enough.
Do I need to go down right here? Okay, I'll try right here. I'm gonna put my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing, but I'm gonna push pretty hard, and that's why I have my cutting mat. You're fine. All right, so we're gonna come. Oh, thought I went off I thought I broke my blade. Okay, so there's that way. Turn it. I don't know why this is so confusing to me. Okay.
I've been doing it for 4 years, and the backwards is still confusing to me, so you're doing great. Hey, Vivian. There's Vivian from
Vivian.
The Rusty. Vivian was one of my previous guests on my series. If you're just hopping on, I'm Wendy with Wendy's Adventures, and this is my series, Handmade at Heart with Craft Round the Clock TV. Welcome, welcome, everybody. If you have any questions, let me know. She's given us some good descriptions of what she's doing while she's working, and she's recreating a little knife. What'd you call it? Sheath.
Yes. Okay. So just make sure that you have it all cut. And I'm not doing the best job on this, to be really honest with you, because
she's rushing. But you know, we got 45 minutes, and we don't
because it's working way out of my way. So there it is. There's your first one.
Yay!
Okay, and now we're gonna do the second one here.
So now, I know your dad left you all the tools, but is there a certain place? Is it the same place that does the leather, or is it different for the tools? As far as if you
where you can buy everything.
Yeah.
Now you can get a lot of things online. I mean, I don't know anything you can't get online anymore. But Tandy Leather was a huge supporter of my dad, and he did a lot of classes there and stuff. So that's just always been kind of my go-to. Tandy's been around for years and years and years. And so I would just...
Is that an online company?
Yes, you can order online. You can go to their stores. They have classes.
Okay.
My dad used to teach some classes there. So pretty much, I mean, your resources, if you just look up leather tools, you will be able to find a wide variety of places to get them.
Hey, Lynn.
Okay, so just about finished here. All right, so we've got that piece cut out.
Yay.
Okay.
So like this is what she's
That's the
working
back
for.
side. Okay, you can set that over there. Okay. All right, now we're gonna cut this out, and just to make it a little bit easier, I'm gonna use a straight edge because it's so small and the lines are so straight.
Go down just okay.
I need to come back to me. And over to you. Okay, so right there. This just makes it a lot easier to make a clean line and make sure your finished product looks nicer.
Right now she's working on the strap, right?
Yes.
She's cutting the strap part.
Okay, so now we have this part, but we have those rounded edges. Now, of course, you can use the scalpel to make your rounded edges, but having all the tools is so nice that there is your rounded tool punch that I can just easily stamp that on there. And I'm gonna grab...
Thank you, Tracy, for the stars. I appreciate that.
All right, so when you're stamping leather, you are gonna want a big board. And this is much more pliable, as you can see. I don't know if you can see that. It says punch on it. I have a punch side and a cut side, just in case I don't have my mat with me. But basically, if I hammered, gosh, this is, if I hammered this down onto this hard surface, it would damage my tool.
Okay.
So you want something that it's going to sink into
Yeah.
just a little bit, just to make sure that your tools are kept safe.
And where did you get this piece? Is this just a piece of wood?
No, this is
special
actually
thing?
it's like acrylic. It's like a cutting board.
Okay.
You could actually use a kitchen cutting board for this.
Okay.
Right. Okay, so we're going to line that up on there. We're going to give it a few whacks. It's going to be loud. All right, and then that just cut that off of there.
Neat.
Okay, so we're going to do this side. And now we have our strap.
Let me show them the tools.
Okay, there
Okay,
you go.
so this was what she
That's a
used,
mallet. A leather mallet.
for her rounded edge. Isn't that neat?
Okay.
I would never get it rounded if I didn't have a tool.
Okay, so the next thing I'm going to be using is just a hole punch. And this one is a number 0, which is 5/64 if you're really technical. So we're going to put that about where the dot is that I scored on there. And we're just going to make that hole there. I can't see my middle one. Hold on just a second. We'll put this back on there. Make sure that I get that where we need to. All right, there it is. And we're going to whack that middle one and the other one. And those are for our snaps and our rivet when we get to that point.
Y'all, I think I would love doing this. I'm going to have to come help her.
You're gonna come have to make something
I'm
for
going to have
yourself.
to come help her so she can teach me more. So that's the little strap right here.
Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make the holes for the belt loop, where your belt's going to go
Okay,
through.
so these holes.
Right. So we made that little mark with our pattern. So this one is a number 4, and it's a 30 seconds, I guess you call that.
Hey, Penny.
All right. So there's 4 of those. And right there. And the next thing we're going to do is we've got to make this connect to this in the end. So that one's going to be a little bit smaller. You want to make it the same size as you did on the strap. So we're going to punch that one in there.
Hey, Kim. Y'all make sure y'all send those roses or spread the love. Send the video out to your friends and family. This is a neat process that she's showing us today. We're here with Tara Davis, Handcrafted Leather. And she's recreating this beautiful knife sheath, if I'm saying that right.
You're doing great. Okay.
Knife holder.
Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to want to cut those lines that our belt strap is actually, or our belt is actually going to go through. So I'm going to put this right there so you can see it. And I'm basically going to put my ruler about halfway on each of those circles.
Okay. And
then I'm just going to cut it out.
So she's making the little slits so you can put it through your belt loop. See?
All right. I'll do both of those. And be steady with it, because you could actually, when you're cutting through that, come all the way onto your leather. So take your time. I am going kind of fast. Okay, so now we've got it flexible. It's all ready to go. All right, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to need to punch all of these little holes out. And I'm actually going to do this one first, because we could stop on that one. We can move to our next piece. Okay, so I'm using the same punch that I used to do these rivet holes. So it's a lot of punching. We're going to go pretty fast. Actually, that is too big. I need to get a smaller one. Sorry.
She's got her stuff so organized, y'all.
My daddy was organized, so I must be organized.
My craft place is not organized, and it drives me absolutely out of my mind. So I have got to get my stuff organized. Because did y'all see she just reached over and found what she needed?
Well, I tried to put it all in accessibility for today, because I normally would probably be all over my shop. But I do try to have everything right here and ready. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to punch those holes like that.
And they go all the way around, because that's where you put your stitching, right?
On both pieces. Okay?
Hey, Deborah with Splash of Paint. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Kim. Kim says it's great to see the different styles of art. And yes,
Yay.
I agree. I love learning new things. That's what my adventures is all about. Hey, Nancy.
Okay, the next thing, so, okay, here's our piece. All done. I tried to do this in stages. I put my my maker's mark on here. That's
just some kind of stamp you push on there.
Yep, it's just a stamp. I put it on. I'm trying to put it on everything, but it's big, so sometimes you can't. Okay, so this is a bottom piece. All I did on the back of this is put painter's tape. The reason that you're going to put the painter's tape on there is because once we start stamping, it's going to stretch your leather. Then your pattern will not fit onto the one that you have not stamped. So just make sure that you
that keeps the leather from stretching.
Put the tape on the back, and I only have little tape. You could use wider tape, obviously. When you're working with leather and you're needing to stamp it or carve it or anything, you're going to want to make sure it is wet. So I just have a sponge dipped in some water, and I'm just going to run that on there. And I did kind of pre-soak this one just a little bit. But if you let it sit here, I know you can't see that, but it's kind of drying right into the leather. It's kind of soaking it all up. So we're going to do that. Get it good and wet. And you'll be able to tell as you're working with your leather whether it's drying out and you need to add some more water just by the way your stamping is going.
Hey, Nancy from Southern California. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Donna.
You can set that stuff over there out of the way and that out of the way. All right, so we're going to be doing a basket weaving stamp, but I'm going to put it up here. I don't know if you can see it, if it'll focus. But basket weaving is kind of just a real popular kind of stamp. And so I wanted to kind of show you how that works because it's kind of trial and error if you don't know exactly what you're doing and how it works. So I'm going to be using first a guideline to go. Yeah, you can. A guide to kind of go around and give myself an edge to work with. So this is just what do you call this thing? I can't think
While
right
you're
now.
thinking, I'll read some stuff. Penny Duncan says, how did you learn to do all of this? So earlier in the broadcast, she mentioned that she watched her dad, and when he passed in 2020, she wanted to continue his legacy, and so she took what she had learned from him and videoing and just practice.
Practice. It takes lots of practice and lots of patience.
And she had all the tools from him. So
I was lucky. I was very lucky. What I'm doing right here is I'm just carving in an edge. And basically...
Nancy said a compass.
A compass. Thank you. I couldn't think.
Thanks, Nancy.
Okay, so I'm putting it on the edge of my leather right here. See if you can see that. Okay, so that's going to give me a guide. I'm going to take the other part and point it right down into my leather. And as you can see, that's kind of giving me an edge to go by. And I'm going to do that all the way around it, just on the inside of those laces. I'll give you a closer up in just a second. Okay. If you can kind of see that edge. Okay. So now we're going to start our basket weaving. Now to make our basket weaving stamp look straight, because you can make it look all kind of wavy if you're not careful. So I'm going to do it on an angle.
Penny said that was sweet. Oh, that was sweet. Carry on the legacy. That's right.
Yep.
She's got a picture of her dad right here. She said they have a lot of conversations.
Yes, we do. Okay, so I'm going to put my ruler across at an angle because that's the way that I want my basket to stamp. And I'm just going to put a... I don't know if I'm on there. Okay.
Hey, Patty.
I'm just going to put a little line on this side of my ruler and this side of my ruler. And you can go down. This is going to be covered up once you start your stamping. So I'm just going to make a little guideline kind of here and there just to make sure that I'm going to be going straight. All right. I have this little, it's a little bean bag, and it just kind of puts some pressure on there to hold my leather still. And this one is not super heavy, and I wish I had a little heavier one, so I'm going to have to work on that. But I'm going to put it on there just to kind of hold it. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see this very well, but I'm going to put that stamp right on one of those lines that I started. I feel like they can't see.
Yeah, I think they can.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to put it over here. And there's my one. Then you're going to line up the other side of it on that line. Do another one. Okay. And then you're going to do this side. And see, line this side up. And I'm still going along that line if you want to show.
see, she's making this cute pattern. Now, what did you say this was for?
This is
the
called,
pattern.
It's called basket weaving.
Okay, it's a pattern she's doing.
And it's a basket weaving pattern, and that is a basket weaving stamp. And
that's neat.
It says on here, craft tool, and it's 511. And a basket stamp is pretty, they have them in different sizes. This is a pretty standard size. They have them bigger, smaller. You can get them with stars in them, all kinds of different shapes, hearts. And that would go where the little lines are in the middle of your little patterns.
Hey, Sue. Oops. I know, isn't it neat, Penny? I can't wait. I want to learn more. All
right. So we're going to continue on here.
I'll be hitting her digits up saying, can I come over?
Yes, let's come over and let's play. Let's make
She'll be like, I don't have time for you. I don't have time for you today.
All right, so when you're getting...
We've got about 10 minutes.
Okay, so when you're getting up close to the edge, you're going to have to be kind of careful. As you can see, when you get up to the edge, you don't want to go over that mark.
Right.
All right, well, I'm going to stop there since we're going to be so short on time. And this is a bevel tool. It's very sharp. It's like a razor blade. And you want to make sure that when you're beveling that you're holding it at the right angle. It's basically like a 45, and you're going to be dragging it through the leather with a little bit of pressure. Actually, this is a swivel knife. I said beveling tool. A swivel knife. This turns right here, so you're basically moving it with your fingers.
Okay.
So I'm going to just use that for my outline. So I'll show it to you just a second. I'm going to drag this on that line that I put all the way around the edge. And I would have continued all the basket weaving before I had done this. So that gives you that deep line. And then I have, let's see, another tool. This is a edge beveler, and it's got a little bit of a pattern on it. You can't focus on that. Okay. So what you're gonna do with this is you're gonna take it and you're gonna just move it like centimeter by centimeter. And if you're really fast and you get better at it, you don't really want to pick it up. I mean, you want to pick it up just a little bit and kind of just go in that little crack. Okay, so that's just giving us that edge around the side.
Gotcha.
Okay, so that's that step. Now we're gonna move on to.
Hey, Kim.
We're gonna move on to the staining part of it. Okay, so here it is finished.
Oh, look how pretty, y'all.
All right, with the edge beveling, all your stamping's done. And I have some samples of some stain. Sorry, I'm having to reach behind me.
You're fine.
Okay, and I'm gonna let you pick which color you want to stain.
Oh, yay.
Okay, so those are our three choices. I just kind of picked some random colors.
Let's do the blue.
You like the blue? I thought the blue would be fun.
So we're gonna do the blue.
All right, so what I'm doing now.
And I love the screen she did.
So what I'm doing now is I'm basically just wetting a small sponge because this particular dye, and I mean literally it's just, I need it like almost dry but still damp. So I'm gonna put some gloves on. If I can get them on my wet fingers now. I'm gonna get my blue dye.
Thanks everybody for stopping by and checking this wonderful handcrafted leather by Tara Davis. She is an artist for sure. And I love learning more about it.
All right, so we're gonna take this dye and we're just gonna squirt a little bit onto our sponge like this. I don't know if I need to move some of this stuff out of the way. Okay, so we're gonna basically just dab it on here in a circular motion. We're gonna need quite a bit to make it good and dark.
Kim said her cousin used to do leather work.
How neat. It's kind of, and you want to make sure that you put it on something because it will definitely ruin anything that you get, that you
stains it.
Yes, that you get dye on. Your hands, your clothes, I mean just everything. All right, so we're gonna rub this on there, and the more coats you put on it, the darker it's gonna be.
Do you have to let it dry between coats?
Yes. And
hey, Carol.
It's going to, you just kind of work it in there. There's lots of dyes out there, lots of techniques with dyeing. I mean, this is just super simple, this one that I'm doing here. There's lots of different kinds of dyes. They're all pretty similar.
And where did you say you get the dyes? I missed that.
You can get it at Tandy.
Okay.
You can get it on Amazon. You can get it, I mean, lots
it's
of
called leather dye.
This one this one is just this brand.
Okay.
I don't even know what that one is. Okay.
I didn't bring my glasses, so I can't see.
You want to borrow mine?
I can't see the labels.
Okay. So that's on there, and then we're gonna take just a towel and we're just gonna kind of rub it off. Now that's just one coat, and it will get darker as it dries. So it doesn't look real dark here.
But you just let it dry, and then you decide
it,
if you want it darker and you put more on it.
Right.
Okay.
All right. So if you want to set this over there, careful not to get it all over you. The next thing.
Y'all, I wanted to get the camera close as I could so y'all could see what she's doing. So we're just sort of, up close and personal today. So if I'm a little bit off camera, that's okay. Y'all need to be seeing her anyway.
Okay. So this is just a little pattern. It's the same thing. It's just a little, I put a little duck on this one.
Look how cute.
Okay. So what we're going to do next is we are going to be lacing it. So in order to get this part to stick to this part, we're going to have to scuff this edge up right here, just barely on that side of the laces, because we're going to be putting contact cement on it, and we don't want to get it over into the lace mark so we can't push our needle through. So,
hey, Sherry.
So I'm just going to scuff this up just a hair like this. Okay. And you could do this, I don't even know what you call this tool, but it basically is got little teeth on it. Okay. And I've seen people do this with an X-Acto knife just to kind of rough that edge up.
So this is what it looks like when she roughed it up.
And then we're going to open this. This is just contact cement. And we're going to put a little tiny bead of glue.
Hey, Linda.
On both sides. So we're going to have to put a little bit on this side, and I'm talking little bit. It dries pretty quickly.
So you got to work fast, huh?
And what this is going to do is we're going to let that dry for just a second, and you can let it sit for a little bit, just so it gets good and tacky. But you want to put it on both sides so when they contact each other, that's when they cement together. Okay.
So it's not like hot glue where you have to hurry up before it dries and it won't stick. Okay.
I'm just going super fast. Okay. And always make sure that you put your lid on that, because I've had them totally dry out if you don't. So we're going to fan that a little bit, let it get kind of dry and tacky.
Got a few more minutes.
Okay. And we're going to stick that side together, and we're going to make sure that we line up our holes, which I'm not seeing.
She's just lining it up, trying to line up the holes on each side.
Okay.
Not tacky enough. Well, you could just go through the motion.
Okay.
Just to show them. We're running out of time, y'all. So she can't get it exactly like she wants it. Yeah. It's a process, but we just wanted to show you the basics, and she tried to pick the easiest thing, y'all. Like I said, she does earrings, she does wallets, purses. She has a wallet at the Rusty Chandelier that I love. It's turquoise and brown, and I love turquoise. And Kim says she likes rubber cement. Hey, Andrea, is that how I say it? Hey, Roxanne, if y'all are just hopping on, we've been with Tara Davis with Handcrafted Leather and in Laurel, Mississippi, and she has showed us how she starts her designing and the tools that she's used. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. We'll get back with you later. Our segments, we got a few more minutes.
Okay,
so she's going to try to show us how to do the stitching.
Okay, so when I put, as you can see, this outside is smaller, shorter, longer than the inside, because it's going to have this arch to it in your finished project. That's why I only glued this one straight edge.
Okay.
So I'm just going to show you really as fast as I can how to get it started, how to get the lacing started.
Hey, Wendy.
And when you're lacing a project, you're going to want to go 6 times the amount of string you're going to put, or lacing you're going to put on there is 6 times the project. We're going to be doing just a basic saddle stitch. 2, 3, Okay. So it's a lot of lacing.
And what we might could do, y'all, I don't know her schedule, but we might can do a continuation if she wants to do another one. But she's almost done. We got a few minutes. I think she's going to do it, y'all. I think she's going to do it. Hey, Lavetta. Is that Lavetta? But this will be the end result once she's done. But she's doing the stitching. Like she said, you need it a little bit bigger on one side and only glue one side, and then so it can have the little bowing effect there.
Okay, and I'm using a waxed thread here. Yep. And I'm gonna go through and pull my lacing.
Hey, Claudette.
Pull my lacing even with both threads and get it as close as I can in this little bitty space. Okay. Then I'm gonna go back through the side that I just came through and you can show them on that finished product where I'm starting at.
See, she's doing this little starting point.
And of course I just
and you just use
right
like a,
through.
Is that a specific kind of needle? Leather needle?
Yeah, it's actually a pretty big eyed needle, and it's a pretty thick one. There's lots of different kinds that you can use. However, when I was talking about that kit, it'll come with the needles that you need. So I'm gonna go back through.
Hey, Maria. Nancy says she learned how to make moccasins.
Oh, cool.
For
I
her,
have some baby moccasins up there.
For her grandson, but she hasn't finished hers yet.
You better finish them.
Well, she finished the grandson's, but hadn't finished hers,
okay,
I guess.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so I went through this twice, and I'm going to pull it really tight. I'm going to pull it real tight. And on this top piece here, I'm going to go down.
Sorry, I was moving it so she wouldn't have to reach
really
over
hard
as
so
much.
y'all can see this. Just your basic saddle stitch. Okay, so that one went down. So your next one, and I could do this on a stitching pony, but oh, get away from me. Okay, then you're gonna go back up through on this side.
That's so neat, y'all. I think that's our time, though, unfortunately. I could do this for hours, y'all. I could do it for hours.
Well, maybe we do need to do a continuation and finish it up.
Maybe we'll get with her, and because I have more slots on my series, so we might want to do a continuation and do a two-parter so we can finish this up and talk more about leather working, y'all. But I had so much fun today. Did y'all have fun?
I did. It was great. Thank you so much.
I appreciate all her time and doing this for me. Oh yeah, let me tell y'all, do you have a website or Facebook? Okay, we did link her Facebook in the description, so make sure y'all check the description out. It will show her Facebook, and you can message her if you want to do a special order, and she does ship if you're not in the area or passing through Laurel. I know a lot of people visit here. And then she also has a booth at the Rusty Chandelier in Laurel. So if you're in the Laurel area, make sure you stop by there and check out her booth. It's so pretty. She's got lots of pretty different items, earrings, wallets, purses, chairs. It's got like belts, leather belts in the seat, and furniture,
cowhide chairs, leather poles for drawers.
Yeah,
I mean, just
everything,
yep.
Koozies and everything. So you won't be disappointed. I did post pictures, but just message her if you want to do a special order, and she'll get back with you. Hey, Debbie. So y'all make sure you watch the replay if you're just hopping on, and tell your friends. Send the video out to friends and family, and get the word out about Miss Tara Davis leather work. Handcrafted leather. I don't know why I can't remember that, y'all.
That's okay.
Bye, hey Angie, we're going now. We're late. We're late. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Oh, let's do a thumbnail. Let's do. Bye, y'all.